What's happening, YouTube? So the question, I've answered it before. It's like not new, but I'll answer it again because I'll probably have different things to say about it. But a lot of you ask me, and I was gonna say an age range, that's why I stopped. I hesitated there, but a lot of you ask me, like, what's it take to become an operator? Like, how do I become an operator? How long does it take? Do I need schooling? Do I need, how do I become an equipment operator? Well, it depends on, one, I guess, do you want to go be a union operator? Or two, do you want to be an operator for a local or a, regional company, say in your state, or a national company? Which may or may not be union. I think sometimes they do union work and non-union work. So what that means is your pay will vary. If you're on a union job, I do believe you get paid more. If you're on a non-union job, you probably get paid less, but still overtime and whatnot, all that stuff. So, and it's an age range too. Some of you are like 15, 16, 17, 18, early 20s. Some of you are in your like mid-30s, don't like your job or just tired of it, whichever, and want to go become an equipment operator. So I guess one of the things is, like, unless you're union or unless you're a mainline operator for a larger company, it's not like you just get to sit in the machine all day. Like me, my guys, none of us, there is no expectation. It's a rare job where you can sit in the machine all day long and just move dirt. Like normally you're in and out, you're checking grade, you're meeting, talking things over with your guys, meeting with the builder, doing this, doing that. Like there's a lot to do besides just sitting in the machine and moving, digging dirt. So, and generally, like the main operator of a crew is also the foreman, sometimes the supervisor, aka, or just the brains of the operation. So you just can't, don't think that becoming an equipment operator is like, oh, I just sit in an excavator loader all day and I guess if you're working in a pit loading trucks, sure, you can load trucks all day and it's kind of easy and, sorry if I say this, but I don't know, brainless. It's not brainless, but you really got to know what you're doing in a loader too. Any piece of equipment, but there's just a lot to it. And I answered the kid on Instagram, and I said, it could be a week, it might be 2 years. It just depends on your level of comfort in machines and ability to move those machines and know what they're capable of, or just be comfortable in them, and then show the skills and abilities to complete the tasks at hand. It depends on who you're working for. It depends on the company. Maybe the company's great, but they put you with a crew. Like when I first started, one of my first jobs was working on a main line or a service utility line installation company for underground power. I don't know if that's the right description, but we went out with a mini excavator and a couple 100 feet of 4-inch conduit, and all I did was put conduit together. This was in Florida, and I just lugged the conduit out to the trench, put it all together by myself, and the kid would just sit on the excavator and dig the trench. Like that was my day. 10 hours a day in the 100-degree heat for, I think that lasted for like 3 weeks. And then what happened, so this is what happened. I started working for that company. Like a week into it, or maybe a week and a half into it, the managers called me into the office and they're like, hey, so what's going on? Like, how come you and, I think his name was JJ. How come you and JJ are getting like 300-400 feet of pipe a day? Like, I don't know, I just bring the pipe and load everything up, and he digs the trench, and I put it in the hole. Glue it, and it's done. Oh. So the thing was, they were only used, their average on all their crews, their average was, say, 100 125, maybe 150 feet of pipe per day. So what had happened is there was a group of guys that was working for this company, and they were all like separated in different crews, and they all, talked to each other and like, we're only going to do 150 feet. They were just slacking on the job. They were always only going to do 150 feet of pipe a day. So the kid that they put me with, he was like a new operator and he wasn't sharp at all. He could operate. I don't even remember if he could operate. He dug a trench, and he just didn't, tell me like, hey man, we can only do 150 feet of pipe a day, because I'd have been like, well, I would have said something anyways. But so anyways, they figured all that out, put me with a different guy, taught me how to operate, and that's how I became an operator. I worked as a laborer for 3 weeks, 2 weeks maybe, and then bam, right off the bat, you're sitting in the backhoe learning how to dig around utilities. And that's all I did. I drove the truck. I got my CDL learner's permit. I drove the truck for a month, took my CDL test, got my CDLA, and that's all I did. I just ran equipment. And so part of that, like, I just, no fear, no I'm too good, or no, like, nothing against like being in the ditch, like whatever it took, I just did it. And so when you do that, like, you get recognized generally very quickly, and you can generally get like moved ahead very quickly, because if you can do that, you have not like there are skills, or not even really skills, but it's an attitude of let's just get the job done as efficiently and as fast as possible, okay, and safe too. When I say things like that, let's put safety up there as well. But as long as you have that attitude of let's get it done as fast, safe, and efficiently as possible, you will be able to move up very quickly. Now, the things that you will need that are somewhat out of your control, you need a good foreman or boss or supervisor that actually will teach you and give you the seat time. So if you don't have that, either go back to whoever who hired you and say, hey, like, so-and-so, you said I was going to get training from the guy or gal you put me with. Like, no training. They pretty much don't do or say anything. They just, So there's one thing. Like, you've got to have that. So make sure you get that. And then just work hard. Like, it's really not rocket science. And if you're going in a union, I think you just go to union school. I don't know really how to do all that part of it. Somebody will comment, and I'm sure say how you can get into union school. But, and then as far as pay goes, I mean, it does vary from area to area, state to state, and whatever. But I think at a very base, semi-skilled labor rate, I think you should be around like, start out $15 to maybe $18 an hour. And when I say that, you've already had a job or two. You're probably, I'd like to say 20 years old. Maybe you've got some equipment or experience hooking up pickup trailers. You know what a lot of the basic hand tools are. Roughly a rough idea of what all the equipment is capable of, and not to detail, but a D5 dozer can move a lot of dirt in a day, or that mini excavator will work better than the large excavator for a job, so things like that. If you're brand new, completely green, fresh out of high school, just want to do it because it looks fun and that's what you want to do, 12 to maybe 16 an hour, somewhere around there. But it depends on your local economy, your the state, all that kind of stuff. There's laborers getting hired for, I think, in the $25 range, maybe $30 range, for union work or stuff like that. So that's what I have to say about that. Hope you guys are well. Thanks for watching. Leave some comments down below if you have other questions like that, and we'll check you on the next video. See ya.